Please comment on integration of landscape with architecture.
Okay, I think that's a good question. Over the last 100 years, we've gone through a process of something called specialization. 100 years ago, there was no difference between a structural engineer, an architect, and a landscape designer. We tend to want to classify and categorize and put everything in little boxes. But if you look at European architecture, the Europeans want to separate buildings from nature. They like to make very abstract shapes like Villa Savoye by Le Corbusier. It floats above the ground in a forest, and the trees are kept very back away from the building. And it's a very abstract kind of idea. But then on the roof of this building, he makes a landscape out of concrete and plaster with a lot of ramps and fun places to sit. And then the whole way the building sits in the landscape is actually landscape. It's landscape design. So I always like to look at Villa Savoye as an example of the European architecture, its abstraction, its, in a way, negation of nature. And look at a building like, say, Falling Water by Frank Lloyd Wright, where there's no difference between the landscape and the building. And the attempt is that the building actually complements and exaggerates, in a sense, the landscape and creates a kind of exciting relationship with nature. I think either way you do it, I'm not saying which one is right or which is wrong, but an engagement with the landscape, an engagement with nature is fundamental to any great design.